Remember several months ago, I talked about how Lloyds Bank planned to be the UK's largest private landlord by 2025? And if you can, remember how we discussed how this is going to be a game changer for Lloyds Bank, taking them to the next level? Well, we can kind of forget about all the potential talk and focus on what's going on right now, because a stock that's made my shares to buy now video in February 2022 is for the UK's largest landlord today. And if that ain't enough to get you off your seats, then you're going to love what I'm going to talk about today. But first, if you guys like my channel and what I represent, or you might just respect the hustle from afar, then you know what you need to do. You need to support this channel, people, by liking this video, sharing it too, and subscribing with notification bell on as well. To not beat around the bush any longer, the stock that's made my shares to buy now video in February 2022 is for a company called Grainger PLC, with the ticker symbol GRI.L in the London Stock Exchange. And as I alluded to before, this stock is heavily involved in the property market. There really aren't that many more business models that can outperform this stock's one right here. Properties over time almost always gradually rise in value, which means that Grainger PLC will be wealthier in the future. And during the present, they have the rental property demand to benefit from. Because as they rent out their properties, they're making more and more money, making them wealthier too. It's a win-win scenario, whichever way you look at it. But when you look at their share price, it can seem like a cyclical stock, because it's as if this stock's repeating what it did up till April 2005. And as things are right now, their share price sits at around £2.90 per share. But before we go dwindling on whether this is a pattern or not, I think a good indication of where the stock's looking to go in the future lies in their financial documents. And with the income statement, it doesn't take long to realise that the total revenue has generally increased throughout the years. Although things can seem a bit disheartening, because in the year 2018, that saw the highest total revenue amongst the whole lot. And it's a similar sort of thing for the total operating expenses as well. But in this case, what was a negative now becomes a positive, because generally you're decreasing your costs. And just look at how much of their profit in net income they get to keep compared to the total revenues. It really is something to be pleased about. But how would the balance sheet fare? And year after year, without fail, this stock's short-term assets get to cover comfortably their short-term liabilities. And you can also repeat the same thing for the total assets compared to the total liabilities too. But before we move on to the cash flow statement, let's just admire this section right here, guys. Long-term investments. They take a majority of their assets and they're putting it into this section abundantly. I like to see this. But let's go on to the third and final document now. Their total cash flow from operating activities to me seems a bit inconsistent, guys. It's all over the place, especially when you focus on the fact that in year 2019, it had the highest amount amongst the whole lot. This can really change your mind on things. And their total cash flow from investing activities is comfortably negative, which is what you really want to see amongst each of the years. But you can argue it has fluctuated, guys, in its negativity, which is something that you can frown upon as well as an investor. And their total cash flow from financing activities screams to me of a stock like Grainger PLC, a company that takes other people's money and invests it. Now, the average investor would want most stocks to have a negative section right here. I personally don't mind it as long as the stock is making money. And we saw in the income statement that they definitely are making money from it. So they're putting it to good use. However, if that income statement wasn't as strong as what I initially saw, then I would have a problem with this section right here. So in this case, it works for a company like Grainger PLC. Altogether, I think you guys can see why I've got one eye on Grainger PLC. The question is, would you have your eyes on them too? Tell me all about it down in the comment box below, what your thoughts are on this stock, and whether it's something that you can invest in the future. And whilst you're there, don't forget to like this video, guys, share it too, and subscribe with notification bell on as well. It's your favourite YouTuber, Learn Finance, sharing my thoughts, my experiences, every other Sunday at 3 p.m. Have a great day, people. Bye.
Whoa.